trying to just analyze what's actually happening, because Tuchel has come, implemented his rules, and something actually is fishy. Something has changed in this England side. Same, most of the players are the same, like Harry Kane, Pickford. Some players are the same, but the game has changed from actually the England of Southgate to now the England of Tuchel. So I just want to just give us a brief history of how England became a footballing nation and everything about it. So England, who are also called the Three Lions, their best, we are playing the World Cup now, so their best ever World Cup was in 1966, and they won that World Cup. Imagine wetin happen for 1966. Man, I'm not even sure they suppose bring record make we believe, because since I've been watching England, they have not played a decent World Cup. So maybe something sup that year. E be like na only three teams play that one, and it was one in their home ground. No wonder. E be like na dem and Scotland play. And as we all know, or as most of us do not know, England are actually the first co-nations to play the first international football game, and that was played in 1872 against Scotland, their Britain people. And England won their first World Cup, like I said, 94 years after playing their first ever match on home soil. That's when they actually won the World Cup. So I'll be talking about, like I said, Southgate, who is a manager who fixed England culture. Yes, he came in 2016, fixed England culture, but never broke that glass ceiling. It was the pressure on him was too high. I'm saying from the 2018 World Cup semi-final, first time since the 1990, first time Southgate was the first to reach the World Cup final. He did it once in just under 8 years. Euros 2020 lost in the final. To World Cup 2022, he was knocked out in the quarter-final. Now to Euros again, he lost again in the final. 4 major tournaments, 0 trophies, always so close. That is just a brief summary of everything that is happening, that happened under Southgate. See, the game is very entertaining. Like, this video go dey actually slow me down, because England were on top. When Norway came back on top to pressure, na im dey score a beautiful goal. And it was from small small lapses from England, because they lost the ball in some key areas, and it was Harry Kane that actually caused this goal. He lost the ball in a very key area, and it was a beautiful counter. So now let's talk about Tuchel, a manager with fast start, and it's a very fast start for him. And if una observe Tuchel journey, from when we all know Tuchel in England, he had a fast start, a very fast start with Chelsea, beautiful fast start. Now he came to England, had a beautiful fast start, as always. Took over and is already one win away, one brutally difficult win, because Norway now is leading away from reaching a semi-final, in which Southgate reached only once in 8 years. So no be choice, no be choice. He's doing something right. Now let's talk about ten ure. Southgate took over first as an intern, yes, after Sam was sacked in September 2026. Then the move of him now becoming England main manager, permanent manager, was actually that same year, but in November. Don't forget, he took charge of England as an intern coach September, then became a permanent coach November 2026. Stepped down, and he actually retired. He stepped down with his own will on July 2024, just under 80, like I said before, with 102 games that he has played to his belt, and becoming the third England manager ever to actually play over 100 games. Na only two managers dey above him to play over 100 games. Let's just talk about little background. He was born September 3rd, my also September with me, but he was born 1970. He is 59 years old as of now, and during his playing career, he played central back. He played for the likes of Crystal Palace, played for the likes of Aston Villa, he played for the likes of Middlesbrough, and he actually contributed 57 caps for England, and he's notably remembered for that beautiful decisive missed penalty he did against Germany, which actually knocked them out of Euros 1966 semi-final shootout. And in his managerial career, before leading up to manage England, he managed Middlesbrough from 2006 to 2009. He played there, so he managed there. And let's now talk about formation and structure. This is where things will start getting a little bit interesting. The key shift, Southgate. All of us can remember Southgate for is a big technical signature of the back three. That's what he used, like he started with England. And let's just start with when he started his first big tournament, which is the World Cup. Remember, he took charge of England 2016. Then his first World Cup was actually 2 years later, and he started with the notable formation 3-5-2, described right now as the 3-3-2-2, where John Stones, Maguire and Walker were CCB. Then his wing back was Trippier and Young. Then in midfield we had Henderson and usually Dele Alli, Lingard. The three of them used to actually shuffle the midfield. Then in front we have Kane and either Sterling or Rashford up top. And this system hid England lack of natural CB. This system just hide all those the Maguire dem, because that time Maguire was a flop for Manchester United, but he was doing well in country because this system covered them, which in the process were of their natural fullback and let ball playing centre back like John Stones, who we all know that yes, he was a ball playing centre back, to actually step into midfield and dominate the midfield. Then in Euros 2020, 2 years after a disappointing World Cup, they used a similar formation of 3-4-3 with Kane as their focal point, and Sterling, that time Saka don come on board, Foden don come on either side, and Rice and Philip were the defensive CB to shield the defence. Then in his later years for England, we actually saw which is 2022 World Cup and 2024 Euros, Southgate moved towards a back four in the formation where he used 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, leaning on Jude Bellingham arrival, because Jude Bellingham came into the squad then and they had to tweak things, and he tweaked it, and Jude Bellingham now started playing 10, so he tweaked a little bit. Then his playing philosophy, the one wey pay me pass for this Southgate team were built on defensive solidity, boring, structured pressing, patient build up through back three or double pivot rather than front foot aggression. That time wey we watch England and critics, which is us, me, the fans, everybody around, were calling it cautious or over reliant on set piece. Like that time to dey watch England, it was boring. They were just compact at the back, they no even dey run dey go front, and their pressing is very very slow. Just it was like I said, structured pressing. There was nothing different out of the blue. He was just there giving it all he could give, and it was not actually really nice. Seriously, it was not nice. Anyhow, so now we talk about Tuchel. Tuchel tenure started, he was appointed on October 2024, but he officially started January 1st, 2025. Initially on an 18-month deal through the World Cup. It was not an 18-month deal that he was given, but in February 2026, his contract was extended through Euros. And England has scored right now. England have made it 1-1. This game will be a very interesting game. Jude Bellingham, as you all know, I talked about him as being the number 10, and he has been decent in this World Cup. Everybody are clapping. I can even see Beckham actually clapping for him So it's a very beautiful game. That's why, sorry I'm distracted, I'm not trying to just put one or two together so that you people will know this side of England I'm trying to just deliver. This is not Southgate England, this is not England wey England fans are used to. This is a England of an German. So the game is beautiful. So and now his contract has been extended to February. I mean, yes, it was extended in February 2026 to extend to the Euros of 2028. And unlike Southgate and the others, he say he is the first manager to guide England to an unbeaten qualifying campaign that didn't concede a single goal. And this is the first time it has happened in all European teams ever. Since, like, even for the qualifiers to this World Cup, the qualifiers, they no score England, they no score them at all. And this is a big start wey we all know. Now look the difference. When Southgate was there, he was more of a protective style. He was playing more of protective, but he dey concede, finding it difficult to score. But Tuchel came in, and we all know that Tuchel, na his main focus na go forward, destroy, win, score goals, and his back is still compact. E dey score am o, but he dey make sure say his back is compact. So background, this background go even shock una about Tuchel. He was a German first. He studied business administration and work as a bartender while he was at the university. I don't just know how he actually maneuver himself to actually now become this coach he is. This just show you that he is a pure coach. He doesn't have any football experience, he doesn't have any coaching experience. He was just born, he was built in. Bartender at uni. From there he miraculously worked under Ralph with Stuttgart. Then from there he went to Mainz, then Borussia Dortmund, then PSG, then finally where his glory days are, Chelsea, where he won the Champions League in 2021 and won the Club World Cup again in 2021. From there he went to Bayern, but it did not actually really work out for him. Then let me tell you now about the formation and structure of this guy. The key shift where Southgate's signature was the back three, built not to lose. Now let's see. Tuchel is a fluid 3-2-5. That's what he was using. 3-2-5 in the build up to dominate the ball and suffocate opponents positionally. From a system where everybody just dey actually do their own, stay back, controlled press, Tuchel came in, change formation to 3-2-5. Everybody, from, you will see Madueke here, you will see Jude Bellingham, you will see Kane, you will see Gordon or Rashford or Saka. Everybody is more of the front. The remaining 5 at the front, 5 protecting the back. Then Rice, who is a box to box midfielder, they cover up everywhere. Oh, it's halftime already and the game is heating up. Everybody are running back to their dressing room. So that was all. Then his philosophy of play, where Southgate was pragmatic, meaning, let me just tell you the meaning of pragmatic: dealing with problems and solution in a sensible, realistically and practical way, focusing on what actually works in real life. Na the definition of Southgate be that definition. So where Southgate was pragmatic and cautious, set up his team not to concede and win through structure and set piece. They were not even that very good in set piece. So this Tuchel side has, I think, has scored more set piece than Southgate has scored. No be joke. Like in this World Cup alone, I know of like 3 goals wey they don score in set piece. Now Tuchel is a more proactive and control obsessed. He prefer to control the ball, and he did that with Chelsea. We know him very well from his time at Chelsea. Dominate the ball, press aggressively. Na him be Chelsea that time under Tuchel. Na so we take press, come and still win the Champions League final. Press aggressively and overload everywhere. Early returns back it up in a 4-2, and this, what I'm just saying now, everything is backed up with a 4-2 win over Croatia. where they dominated Croatia, and this is the first time England has won a top 15 side in ranking in the World Cup for over 24 years. Very scary. 24 years, this is the first time they've won a team in the first 15 ranking for over 24 years, and becoming the first manager to ever beat Mexico in a World Cup final. You no only come beat Mexico, you beat them for Azteca, where na fortress for them. Beautiful beat. If I even pass that 3-2 and that red card spoil the game, and Mexico too for still score, na just luck no dey on their side. So it was a very beautiful game. Now England now in the last 8, battling it out against Norway in a 1-1 draw. So all I can say is that this is the full Southgate versus Tuchel contrast, which we have a man, Southgate, a cautious nearly man, versus a control obsessed specialist, Tuchel. And if we are to pick anyone, England had made the right choice choosing a German. At first people were not happy, and this England team, I've seen that it was difficult for them to adapt because they were still trying to play what in the sometimes we've been seeing that small of that Southgate